Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup. I'm here with the guys. It's me, man. Chris 12 in the building. We also got Kurt Prime and Reg. Say what's up to people who are tuned in for this episode, guys.
What's up?
Hey, what it do, man? Hey, I want to give a shout out, movie recommendation, TV show recommendation, man. I just watched Wednesday, the Addams Family series on Netflix. Worth the watch, man. Worth the binge watch. Yeah.
Okay.
So you believe in Jenny Ortega is what you're trying to say?
Hey, she can act, man. She was made for that role.
Okay, all right. So you slide into the DMs of Jenny Ortega is what we're trying to say.
Nah, man, she's like 20, bro. Why am I sliding into a 20-year-old DMs, man?
I don't know. I'm just.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe you want to get the free Netflix for a month. But anyways, that's besides the point, man.
Nah, just get your password and username, man. It's all good.
I have a Netflix. I stopped supporting them a long time ago, man. I just
Chris out here trying to scam 20-year-olds for Netflix. It's hard out here. Economy bad. Gas prices is up.
Hey,
Chris out here setting people up. Hey, change your name to Chris Rico.
No.
Chris working on his album with Jeezy, bro. Ain't no work, ain't no job.
Oh man. So
how can I get this Netflix subscription?
I don't know.
God,
I just asking, people be talking about stuff, man. So I'm just trying to figure out what the strategy was. See how that mixes
Chris
up.
out here Kanye, man. Kim was cheating with Chris Paul.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Sign the credit card. You put the credit card information in. You save a couple bucks. That's how you can watch Wednesday. You can only, if you don't want to pay every month, just watch it in 1 month and then cut the subscriction, bro.
You good to go, bro.
You go. Or start in someone's DMs and ask if it's okay to watch.
Nah, bro. Listen, you a DM slide, man. Damn, bro. Slip a slide.
Go watch your car. Cut your neighbor's lawn or something, bro. Like, do better.
You can't slide to your friends. Hey, Fred, man. I know we go back, way back, man. Let's
you
go.
Starting to GoFundMe for Netflix, bro? I think that's why Netflix. You gonna have to change a lot, bro. Sacrifices to be made.
Well, Netflix is implementing the crackdown of password sharing and all that. So
that's why you got off Netflix.
Well, I got off of it because they ain't had no shows, so that's the reason why.
Oh,
hey, Wednesday. They got Wednesday, bro. That's the watch.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll be on Peacock, so. That's where I'll probably at. But anyways, if this is your first time,
if he can get it for free,
I got it. Hey, if this is your first time rocking with us, this is a place we're talking about sports, current events, and things in between through the lens of Black culture. Shout out to me along. If you are on the YouTube side of things, man, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, tell a friend, hit the follow, the notification bell, all that stuff. On the Spotify, Apple Podcast side of things, man. Check us out there if you can, if you prefer that way. And do the same thing. Leave a like, give it 5 stars on the Apple Podcast. Social media, man. We on IG, we on Twitter for now until they kick us off or until it gets dismantled from the inside out. At Grindhouse NTWK. So check us out there. Hit the follow. See what we're talking about on those feeds. Get the news, updates, things like that. And what else, man? The Reddit, Grindhouse NTWK. Check us out on Reddit. And then finally, Grindhouse Network for the Discord, which is a homegrown kind of like community. So talk about sports and unrelated sports topics. So feel free to drop it in there. We have the description. We have the links in all the description boxes of the respective platforms. Anything else y'all want to add, man?
You hit all the notes, man.
Yeah, I think he hit it all, man.
Okay, cool.
He covered all the bases.
Cover all the bases, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fast like that, man. Like Deion Sanders, man. He was so fast around those bases. Dude left the team. He was already, he went to another team. Deion Sanders, man, was like, bro, I'm here. I'm on second base, on third base. I'm out. I'm about to go ahead and move on to Colorado and become a Buffalo. So at the end of this particular year with the Jackson State University, which is a historically black college university, or HBCU for short, he has been offered and accepted a job over in Colorado to be the head coach for that program in Boulder, right? So Now, moving on to the Pac-12, and this has sparked a lot of controversy because, number one, he made a lot of statements about trying to get a lot of, prominence and shine and things like that nature, bring attention, put a spotlight on HBCUs. Being in Jackson State was one of the reasons why he did pick up that job. He accepted that job in Jackson State, and only 3 years later, he has moved on to another school. So, I'll just kick it off with this, man. Number one, he had a winning season each of his 3 years there. I think he was undefeated his last year here. Did he win? He won the SWAC championship, and now he's moved on to Colorado. So let me just ask this, man. Do y'all believe that this move, because this is what a lot of people are saying, do you believe that his move to Colorado is a slight to HBCU programs or to Jackson State, or both? Or is it at all? I'll start with you, Kurt Prime.
I don't think it's a slight to HBCUs, man. I kind of hate all of the hate that's coming towards Deion for taking another opportunity, man, because that's just the name of the game. They expect him to stay at JSU forever. And a lot of people want him to be the next Eddie Robinson, man, but Deion has a different path. Why are they mad at this man for elevating his career, not only his career, man, but his platform, right? From Colorado, he can get even more recruiters, more eyes on these players and get them into the league or get them scholarships to do whatever career they want to do. I don't see it as a slap to HBCU at all, man. It's just, it should showcase you can refine your skills in the HBCU level, go to another level, Power 5. Right? It shows that there's real competition in HBCU college football, man. I don't see why it's a slight.
Okay. Reg, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I don't see it as a slight at all. I understand why some people might see it that way, but I feel like he got the first name and likeness deal over there as soon as it was, I don't know if it was the first, but as soon as they opened up name and likeness, one of his players was one of the first ones to get it. He got one of the top recruits in the country to come to the school. His son goes to the school, is great success, great visibility. I wasn't really listening to HBCUs. I don't follow college. Y'all know my disdain about NCAA and all that. He brought that shine, that attention to it. He made sure the players are taken care of. He's they're getting paid, some of them. He's making sure there's a system left in place behind them. He wants them to continue to be successful. And I think the next step is to go take that platform. He took his son with him and the recruit that chose the school probably because of his recruiting, what he saw he could do. So it makes sense that he went with him. If those players go on from winning at the HBCU level and then also doing successful to Colorado and then taking that next step to going pro, that just makes the pipeline, because it all started at Jackson. So to me, it makes sense. I can understand why some people might be hurt to finally have something good and feel like it left, but I feel like the impact the impact of what he did is going to be long lasting, and I feel like you're going to see more of the same.
Okay. So when you say that there are some people who are hurt, why would they be hurt by his decision to leave? What would you think is driving that emotion?
I didn't look at all what the online was saying, but I gathered the synopsis is he claimed he was going to come over here and now he's leaving us and go to the PWIs rather than staying with the HBCU. But it's he came there. He probably could have got a shot somewhere else. I think it was a conscious decision for him to choose that. I think it was a conscious decision to get him the number one recruit to come to an HBCU. I feel like these were all orchestrated ideas and they were well executed. He didn't just, hey, I'm Deion Sanders, I could be a coach, and come and stink it up and just rely on his celebrity. He made sure it was a well-run organization. He got them one of the most talented rosters that they've had in years. So I could see why people are like, oh, okay, you're abandoning the first chance you get to go to a PWI, but he grew something there. He made something special happen there.
Yeah.
And he didn't leave on bad terms. He didn't leave, they were less than. He just, I'm going on to the next thing.
Yeah. And I think I feel the same way about how both of you guys feel. I mean, I do think that he did to me, I feel like he came in, he did what he said he was going to do. He said he wanted to put a spotlight on HBCU and show that those programs can do it too and want to build it up. And I don't think that means you had to be there a lifetime HBCU coach. Like, I think he was there for a good solid 3 years. And day one, he showed that you could be successful in that space. And on top of that, I remember he was getting flack. I mean, he's been getting flack for like 3 years. Heck, each year was always something like different, whether it was with the coaches, you know, feeling like he was being disrespectful or they were disrespecting him. I think it was this past offseason, was it Saban who mentioned something about him paying players and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just like, well, you know, he took all that. I believe the last time of I forget the name of the coach, but there was a coach that, you know, made some remarks about how he's disrespectful, blah blah blah. But I mean, it's Deion. Deion was disrespectful on the football field, like not in a you know, spitting in your face way, but he was high stepping. The dude was he was always showing off. Like that's his persona. He's always going to be that kind of person because his talents allow for him to do that. So he wasn't going to be a quiet star. He's going to be the loud star. So,
but like you said, his talents, because you know, Johnny Manziel, he tried it.
He did.
But his talents in the line with it. So to your point, yeah, his talents allowed him to do that.
Yeah, and his coaching talents allow for him to pull a lot of recruits. So with that said, you know, I do think, you know, I know a lot of people who are pro HBCU and, you know, very, very passionate about the list of schools, and we understand the importance of HBCUs in the grand lexicon or the grand historical efforts of, you know, Black education and things like that. However, I don't see why he did anything that was so disrespectful by moving to then a PWI, where he can probably get more resources, he can probably get more funding, he probably get paid more. I mean, at the end of the day, he still wants to get paid.
But you want to I just want to jump in on this, man. Let's talk about the conditions that he had to coach in. Like Jackson, Mississippi had the water crisis from their local mismanagement of the water treatment facility, right? The storm just exposed all that. The players won't play an away game. Every game was an away game because they couldn't play at JSU. Had them up in hotels, man. They go play and they go back to a hotel. This dude was coaching out of like hotel rooms and lobbies or trailers, right? His first year in there, some people broke in, ramshacked his office, right? I forgot about that. So it wasn't very hospitable. But when you talk about Deion's legacy at JSU and the HBCU as a whole, I can't remember the last time game day came to like an HBCU game, like a big game. Deion made that happen, right? NFL's scouts came to JSU to see not just JSU players, but players in the HBCU conferences, right? He did that. Even as far as the new stadium, the new athletic facility they have at JSU, this dude donated half of his salary to help with that. Sponsors came because of his name down to JSU to help with the development of that stadium. So, I mean, these are all things that he helped do. Hell, James Houston, man, he was drafted by the Lions in 2022, man, former JSU player, right? The connections of Deion, the leverage to get people to come down to the HBCU. And he was trying to do that for everybody, yet they still hate on the man.
Yeah. So, I think it's at this time, it's just like, yo, you need to understand the paradigm that the conditions he was actually coaching in, working in, and living in. I mean, look, if you haven't been to Mississippi, go to Mississippi to see. Go live in Mississippi for like a month. You can kind of see
it's tough. How
far behind they are in time. It literally, like, if you want to go back in time, go to Mississippi. That's what I tell people. I drove down there. I didn't say I drove down. I took the train through Mississippi this past week, and I'm just like, man, like, yo, this looked like I was in a black and white TV show, because, you know, that's how old a lot of those buildings were. It's a very small town. It's just a bunch of woods, dirt roads. Some stuff don't even have the infrastructure of paved roads. So, you know, again, like I said, it's not a place that has a lot of resources coming in. There's people who are taken away from the resources. So, see Brett Favre.
Oh, there's a big person down there taking away from resources in the state of Mississippi.
So, yeah.
Taking resources from the most underprivileged people.
Exactly.
But then what's the outrage at for him?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I do think that, it was a good opportunity for him. It was a good opportunity for Jackson State. It was a good opportunity for Mississippi. Good opportunity for HBCUs. You know what? Howard could have sent him an opportunity, or Tennessee State could have sent him one. There's a bunch of FAMU. There's a bunch of HBCUs that also have the ability to get his services if they really wanted him. But I do think that was just you can't expect a person to just sit in a HBCU establishment for all of their coaching career, especially if it being their first coaching career. Maybe on the twilight end, or maybe if they're on a downward turn, and this is kind of like where they settle. But this is his first coaching gig, and he was successful, so he moves on. And so
I think on top of everything y'all just said, he also. So if there's another big name who's thinking about coaching that maybe they can't get a start at their already successful PWI.
Yeah,
they might give a shot to the HBCU, and they might also find some success and be able to bring more people to come to the HBCU. Hey, you do. And he also showing these students, you don't have to go to that PWI. You don't have to go to the #1 school. You don't have to do that to be successful. You can go to the school that you like, that you believe in, that you like the culture of, and you can still make it. There's a blueprint for success for you, more options.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Just now, you guys know that, hey, you guys can win here. Let's go find some talent. Let's try to build up coaches to where if they do want to stay here, great. If they want to move on, that's fine. We got another person in the pipeline. Because, so that's just...
I mean, on the flip side, I want to show some love to HBCUs too, right? They gave Prime opportunity when a lot of colleges weren't. Even now, when he left, they were still talking about, the failure of Prime Academy, right? And I've heard both sides of that. He wasn't as actively involved in that as he was at JSU, right? He left it to some other people to manage the finances and went belly up. But you got other coaches out here who have terrible. Mike Leach. I remember this dude locked a player in the closet, bro, because he got pissed off at him. Locked him in the closet,
bro.
He was at what's the school in Texas, man? Texas Tech, right? Where's he at now? Washington. And was he out on ESPN? People, ADs are worried about him because he's locking students in closets. Nah. Turnover. I would have the accident. He was cheating on his wife, out there with his secretary, or he had the Ume Udoka thing going on. He's still coaching. Right?
Penn State, all the drama that was going on there with the Sandusky and whatnot.
Yeah.
It also shows these kids, and it puts the PWIs on notice. Like, you don't have to go to a college campus where you get mistreated, not just by the staff, but maybe the school doesn't take racial incidents seriously. You don't have to find a noose around campus. You don't have to deal with that. You can go to a HBCU where you'll be appreciated, where you'll be treated with respect, and you can still find success. So I think it's better for everybody.
Yeah. So, and then just to shout out, or just to point out that Shannon Sharp, who's a Hall of Fame, he went to Savannah State. So obviously you can go to a HBCU and have a productive NFL career. So
Steve McNair, Michael Strahan, Jerry Rice. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll keep an eye on this, or we'll kind of see. These are gonna fall out. It's gonna continue to fall out because it's Deion, and that's just kind of how it is. So he also insinuated. Let me just ask you guys this: he did insinuate that players players at the Colorado team to go ahead and hit that transfer portal, and that he already had players covered with him. He called it luggage, right? He already came with luggage. So, I do want to ask: is this a ethical way of running a sports program? You come into a new situation, new program, being like, quarterback, you're not quarterback no more. You better hit that transfer portal because your spot's taken already. Is that an ethical thing, Reg? Would you like that?
I would say that was unethical, and I don't even think that's beneficial. I mean, that's what he said. I'll wait to see what the action is. It puts a negative connotation because now that's the expectation because that's what you said, obviously. But I think it should be a competition. Like, if your guy's the better quarterback, if you give instruction to the guy who's already quarterback, and then you already know you have a rapport with your guy, if that other guy can still show that he's the better man for the job, I think face value just being like, I already got my best idea. That's not the best utilization of it, and I think that's also part of coaching. But he's a coach. I'm not a coach. I wouldn't run my operation that way. More power to him.
Okay. What about you, Prime?
1-11, Chris. 12 games. You only won one game, bro. I don't even know what game that was. I'm gonna go back on purpose. I'm gonna watch that game to see what happened. Did the other team just not show up? Was it the forfeit? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? That's an anomaly.
They forgot they had the game.
4-8. Yeah, like, bro, like, you didn't even try. You didn't even hop off the bus. So,
Yeah.
To your question, was it ethical? He told the truth. Ethics is about right. You guys didn't show up. Now, was it polite? Was it the best course of action? Hell no, man. Can you imagine you at a company, a new CEO take over and just say, hey, y'all failing. All y'all need to quit. I'm bringing my folks anyways. That's going to make you...
Elon.
That happens.
He ain't doing when he first got in there.
He did it within the first week.
He did it first day.
He did it within the first week.
Day one.
Oh, in the first day.
He was within the first
Day one, he was talking about print out your code and bring it to me. I'm gonna read it. Like, day one.
At least, okay, you know what? At least Elon had the keys to his office, man. I don't even think Deion seen the inside of his office yet, bro. Like, he on the press conference saying, hey, y'all need to leave.
He met with the team. It was a team conference, like a team meeting. All the football players.
Okay.
This when the job. Yeah.
I don't think it's the best course of action, but ethical. 1-11, bro. Yeah, y'all got to go.
Wow. Okay.
There's a lot of reasons you 1-11. I'd say you figure it out. I feel like you try and sort out.
With what,
like,
Reg?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what is the harm? Because like those guys are gonna end up having to be something. Is he bringing everybody on practice squad too? Like you gonna need people to practice with. You gonna need
everybody ain't transferring. Everybody.
That's what I'm saying. So like, why already come in with that energy? Like, but maybe that, again, I'm not a coach. Maybe that is a good. Maybe that motivates people to be more competitive. It's like, oh, he's coming in here, he's gonna do that. I'm gonna show him I have value. Maybe that's.
He doesn't know those kids like that. It worked for some. Others is gonna crush him.
He knows the organization culture he's trying to drive. Saying maybe that's what he's trying to do. The ones who do built like that, he's trying to motivate them. The ones who are just gonna be like, that's not fair, he's trying to get rid of them. That's why he's saying, go ahead and put your papers in.
In that group, you gotta have some stars, because you got to treat everybody. You got to manage the different groups within your team. He's coming in there with a hard hammer, probably, but that's to Chris's point. As Deion, he's never been respectful.
Deion's a star because he's high-stepping, because he comes in there with that energy. You start crumbling, talking about that's not fair, I'm gonna leave. That's probably what he was trying to invite. That's probably what he wanted. You heard that call and you were like, I'm gonna show him I have value. I'm gonna show him I'm better than you. That's probably what he was trying to.
Hey, I will say it's putting a bigger target in his back, because if he don't come out the gates killing,
because you brought your own guys, right? So I mean, and again, the high stepping probably came in there like, because he knows I'm prepared. I put in the work.
Bro, he only kept one coach off the coaching staff. He said, yo, y'all won one game, I'm keeping one coach.
Wow. So he's gonna
he
hire
didn't say
all,
that, but he only kept one coach.
Is he gonna hire all new coaches, or is it gonna be his whole staff minus one?
It's a mix. Some cats coming from JSU, some joining them. Yeah, it's a mix.
Okay. And I'm assuming most of those. No, I don't know. I didn't look at his Jackson State staff, but I'm assuming a lot of them were probably black. So look at they came up with the cover too.
That's because Colorado Springs, Boulder is only like less than 1% black.
I mean,
So
we know no.
he's but Deion's putting him over the top. He's bringing that full 1% now.
Yeah, full 1%. Yeah, and they're not gonna be working in the janitorial or service staff.
Exactly, man. Giving them a different view of what black is. I like it.
So
that's a climate change, though. They are going from real hot to can get kind of cold.
Okay. Yeah, that's true too. But at least
it's true.
So we'll check out this Deion Sanders thing, man. He do the Elon thing, but that's cool. So yeah, we'll see, man. Anything to show with? Go ahead.
I'll say the difference between him and Elon. People actually want.
They want what?
I think people wanted to work with Elon before.
Okay.
Who did?
I mean,
the people that work for him sound like they don't want to work.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
I feel like there are some people who still want to work for Elon. Like they're not working, like they're not that close to him, or they're like not, in the face of Elon.
I feel like the people that work for him don't want to work for him. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Once they get a taste of that, him sleeping on the floor, yelling at people, keeping people, doing all these other extra. You want to be a CEO of 7 different companies.
Right, like how many companies can you be CEO of, man? That's why Tesla stock dropped. Elon out here telling Twitter employees, you got to work 65 hours. They're like, yo, did he forget about Tesla?
I mean, according to him, he never takes days off, or he hardly takes off days. But he always absent from one of the 4 jobs. Dude got 4 jobs.
Yeah, you can't. That's why he's trying to put chips in people's heads, man. He's got to put everybody in the Elon.
I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you can miss me with that. Oh, I do want to say one thing, man. I like the quote that Deion said because he's hearing all the backlash from the community about him leaving JSU, leaving HBCU. That coach from, I think it was Southern, said he's not swag, and Deion's not swag. He responded by saying the thing that alarms him the most is just because he's leaving Jackson, they think that he's leaving African Americans. And in case people didn't realize, he's black. Can't leave what he is.
Yeah. So
he also say he too positive. He can't deal with all the chatter.
Hey, look, Deion is one of many things. That's being not black is not one of them. You can't dance.
Facts.
Can't dance worth a lick, but
Hey man,
it looked good on the field, bro.
Which one?
Yeah, it was good on the field.
Oh,
he got the excuse. He got the excuse now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yo, but that's another thing though, man. This dude had 2 toes amputated and still coached the game, right? Like you can't tell me he ain't sweating to give everything to JSU and HBCUs, man. Come on.
So you saying
I took the whole season off.
So you say, well, according to you, man, it's okay to leave mid-game for a flu-like symptoms, but that's besides the point. So,
wow.
AD. Shots fired, man.
I just don't understand how you can have the Jordan flu if you don't attempt to play the game, bro. Like he tried.
I saw he had a Kawhi flu game to me.
Thank you. Well, Jake Cutler.
You can't do it. Yeah, don't disrespect Jordan by calling it the Jordan flu game, man. That's not what it is.
I feel like he was trying to do that. He's going, I'm gonna come through. This is gonna be my Jordan game. And he stepped on the court. And
5 minutes in, he was like, I don't want this no more.
It's more like Jordan Poole. He had to get out.
Oh, wow. All right, man. Let's move on before we get more and more into this debauchery, these bad thoughts, man. I better get us canceled. So, just like Kyrie, he already got canceled by Nike.
Oh.
Dang. Oh, we said AD got canceled? No, he didn't get canceled yet.
I mean, he canceled himself in the flu game.
Oh, well, he did. He took himself out. But Kyrie took himself out too, man. He just did it in a different way. It was more drawn out.
Yeah.
So Nike has reportedly quit finally after suspending him for more than a month. Has finally just moved along and just washed their hands completely with Kyrie. And they are not releasing his shoe. They're not doing any of that. And they just let this guy go. So, Kyrie got more freedom than he want now. or maybe this is all the freedom he was looking for. And so he can do whatever he wants to do. People don't have to ask him any questions. And in the meantime, Nike has began to close on a deal that would, in an unrelated note, I guess, to give Ja Morant his own signature shoe, which, perfect timing.
Shout out to Ja.
So yeah, shout out to 12. So real quick, man, with this, is this the right move for Nike to go ahead and part ways with the Kyrie show? Kurt, I'll go with you.
So, Kyrie, like, oh man, Kyrie, it's such a complicated thing. I'm gonna start off by saying Kyrie is a unique cat, man. Personally, I don't agree with what he did. He tweeting out a book that has some disparaging things about another culture. I just think about what happens if somebody did that to us. It will be outrage. It will be looting. It will be protest, right? All the keyboard warriors were like callous.
I don't know about the looting and protest, but it'd probably be that the other.
They'll threaten looting and protest. Yeah, they won't actually do it, but they'll tweet it. They'll tweet it, right? So I just think about that. However, the backlash from it, from like the corporations, is insane, man. Like as you were talking about it, I just went in here. I'm like, I wonder what Nike, who do they back financially? What do they back financially? So what's his name? It's Phil Knight. It's Phil Knight. He gives money to a lot of interesting characters, man. Interesting characters. For instance, there was one guy he backed, Johnson. They just put Johnson. I don't remember his last name. He refused to condemn the Confederate flag. Nike backed him. So like, yo, cool. It's dope. We got you. Think about the Colin Kaepernick deal, man. They didn't get Colin that money until they saw public support for what Colin was doing. Right? When Colin first got kicked out, Nike went there saying, yo, we got something for you. Here's a shoe deal. Here's some money for advertising campaign to spread the message. Nah, they waited to see what the public was doing. The same thing they did with Kyrie, man. That's why they waited a month. They're not outraged, bro. They're looking at sales. They wanted to see what the public, they were on there watching Black Twitter, seeing what they were saying about it, Jewish Twitter, seeing what they were saying about it. And like, money's on this side, bro. Let's cancel Kyrie. Oh, by the way, let's bring in Ja. Not to disparage Ja. I love Ja. Long time coming. But let's think about this. Kyrie's one of 20 NBA players to ever have a signature shoe deal. One of the top selling shoes. That's a big L for Nike, but watch, they could probably give him the Kanye treatment. They'll probably still make his shoes, but keep the Kyrie name off of it. I'm just waiting to see that.
Kyrie didn't make. Kyrie don't own that shoe, bro. What are you talking about?
There we go.
Kanye
owned that. They gonna call them the Riri's.
Wow. Okay. So let's just keep in mind, I will say this, man. They said they've been working on the Ja deal for months, plural. And
good point.
Nike just went ahead and asked Kyrie after a month. So I don't think these things are related. That's why I said in an unrelated note, but I mean, maybe this kind of expedited the process. But anywho, Reg, what do you think about this?
Ooh, similar thoughts there. I did see that the deal was set to expire sometime next year, so they suspended it at first, and I was just like, go ahead and end this thing. I was gonna say, if for me, I could respect it. If Nike's just like, yo, we felt like this, if we're reprehensible, we don't support this, does not align with our culture, our values, we're not doing this anymore, because it was the number one selling shoe. I was reading stats about players who wear other players' shoes, how prolific the shoe was amongst other players in the league, how popular it was, how well it sold. For them to cut that, and I didn't hear any announcements thus far about them pulling an Adidas. If they just like, yo, we don't support that and we're not selling the shoe, I think that's commendable. If y'all like, we're not even gonna rebrand it and take the money from it anyway, we're just gonna not give that life anymore because we stand on those values so much. I struggle. I know climate we're in, we just want to point and give him the 15-point plan before he could have happiness and success in his life again, and he should be punished. I don't understand how him posting book is more damaging than them putting money in the pockets politicians of people, you know, that support, you know, like the Marjorie Green Taylors with the Jewish space lasers, or Nick Fuentes sitting with Donald Trump. This is what she said. That's what I'm saying. You're putting money in the party of people who have power, who have clearly been anti-Semitic. You know, it was questionable. We were like, what are you saying, Kyrie? You're not being clear. You posted this thing. You're saying you love all people. You're not being clear. These people have clearly, the Charlottesville rioters walking with tiki torches saying Jews will not replace us, and then Trump coming out saying there's good people on both sides. They clearly have been on the side of anti-Semitism, and y'all still putting money in their pockets. That I don't understand how that outrage works.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, what Kyrie did, I don't agree with it. Still, like Kurt said, I don't think that is as damaging as promoting people to positions of power, putting money in the pocket for people to campaign and getting the power, who are clearly anti-Semitic. That part I don't get, but no. Yeah. We live in the Twitter era. You don't got to make sense.
Well, you know, again, I think I hear you. I think both of them, I agree with everything you guys are saying. At the end of the day, though, we know the difference between the two was the fact that one was in the forefront and got a lot of the media's attention, and the other one was the politicians who got paid. Like, there's never any outrage about politicians getting paid or donations going to parties. So,
should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
I want Marjorie Green Taylor, Donald Trump to have a 5-point plan on what they need to do and what they need to be accountable for before they can have alpha again inside of the GOP primaries or whatever that case is. They need to have that plan before they can be in office, because anti-Semitism is wrong. And I'm not saying that facetiously. Anti-Semitism is wrong, and they should be held accountable.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And I agree with you on that, and I agree with all of that as well. I just know that historically, just like you say, corporations donate on both sides, you know, of the party lines. They really just want to get their they donate to get their personal agendas pushed and things of that nature. So I know that they don't. Do I think Nike cares about anti-Semitism from a standpoint of like, I'm pivoting, I'm going in the direction of my company to support this, and we're gonna uphold to these values? No, they're not doing that. We know that, but I don't know there's any company that really does that, right? There's only a few companies that try to be like, no, we want to be, you know, all natural. No, we want to be, you know, blah blah blah, this or that, right? But a lot of times, you know, companies just they'll do it because I don't know if you guys remember all the Black Lives Matter when all these companies was on Instagram doing the little black post. Diversity. How many people change their boards? Target still giving stuff to security, to police officers. Like this, it doesn't change, right? It's
performative.
It sounds good because that's the right thing to say, and like he's also been really good at saying the right thing after like getting the pulse of the people. It takes a little bit of time, but
bro, I'm sorry.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you hold on before you get it. I just want to say, if we're gonna do that, I wish we would same thing. Say, well, this person has good ideas too. Sure, he does flat earthing and all this stuff, but you know, when there was the lockout or whatever was going with the WNBA, he did donate to make sure that they were talking about the pay disparity. Yeah. We don't highlight those things and say, well, he does good things too. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So let's balance it out.
I agree. What are you gonna say, Kurt?
Go ahead, Kurt.
Hey, so here's some early trivia for you. Pop quiz. What company was sued by the Zionist Organization of America for making a commercial that disparaged Jews in 2015 when they had a commercial for soccer where soccer stars were playing against clones of themselves, had a uniform with the logo of the Star of David on it?
Nike?
Is it Nike?
It was Nike.
Oh, wow.
It was Nike, and that commercial was deemed anti-Semitic, right? And they fought Nike, and Nike said Nike won't apologize for video of ad anti-Semitic overtones.
Wait, you mean so they pulled the Kyrie before Kyrie pulled the Kyrie?
So what did Kyrie get to play? Hey, just do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
So was it the right move? It was a move that Nike did. Right or wrong, like they don't really have a moral compass no more than every other company, for-profit company. So yeah, but in the future, Kyrie is still gonna probably be, well, if he doesn't sabotage his career or decides to opt out or and retire early, well, he probably is still gonna be one of the best handlers, ball players, showstopper, blockbuster players on the court for at least within the next 5 years. Do you guys think that he'll be picked up by another shoe company in the future?
Is Big Baller Brand still around?
No.
Nah, I think you pull off. I think you reach out to Steph, get that little Under Armour.
Maybe Puma. Puma need to get a foot in. I can see Puma.
I mean, clearly Adidas works with reprehensible people because all the stuff that the employees said they were telling way before this blow up that happened about work conditions. So maybe Adidas.
Nah, they can't drop Cut and Yeezy and then pick up Kyrie.
Why did you? Give it enough time. Why? Give him a year.
I was gonna say, people forget.
It's about the pulse. Yeah, it's about the pulse. In a year from now, it's gonna be anti-Semitism gonna be back popping like that, which is their point. That anti-Semitism is a perennial visitor, and it doesn't really go away. Like you said with Nike, we forgot. I ain't know about that Nike thing. You had to go.
I didn't even know.
You forget.
I didn't even know.
You forget.
Exactly.
I probably saw soccer and kept changing the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, this isn't World Cup.
Funny story. I got Peacock to watch World Cup, but they only got the rights to the Spanish broadcast. So I'm watching the World Cup. Go!
You don't need to know nothing else. You don't need to know nothing else except for gold, and that's it. I'm glad you got Peacock though, man. We can watch the same movie.
Nah, man. I'm gonna watch it. You can't watch that, bro. I support.
Okay,
you gotta support it.
Okay. But maybe maybe you can get Kurt, man. He said he needs some help watching it. So, but yeah, man.
I think you got a pathway to get into the movie.
Yeah, we got solidified.
Okay, you got solidified, or you got the path solidified, or you got
the path? You got the pathway solidified.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool, man. So well. I was gonna say something. But anyway,
you acting like Twitter now, bro. You
being messy.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Man. I'm not gonna say that, man. But
bro.
In 3 years, because I don't want to mess up I want to spoil the surprise. I want it to organically happen so we can see the results. So, but yeah, man, in 3 years, man. So in 3 years, do you think you guys are saying? Red, you saying that 3 years, anyone ain't gonna be thinking about no Kyrie Irving like that. He gonna just probably come back out of the shoe.
If I'm gonna put a disclaimer on that. If he could finally I ain't gonna say like, oh, be quiet and just basketball, but if he could just stay out of controversy.
Just don't be stirring the pot too much. Okay.
Yeah, think about it first. Like if you do a deep, thoughtful thought, like I saw commentary, blah blah blah. I feel like he gave some kind of caption and it was well thought out. Maybe somebody would have gave him a pass. I think if he thinks about some of these things that he's doing, or if he just prioritizes his life right, because he speaks out on things. Like I said, I mentioned the pay disparity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's spoken on the Brittany Griner situation.
Yep.
Spoke out in that one season, the bubble season, when there was social unrest going on around George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
So
shout out to Bubble AD.
Yeah, and he speaks out, and those actually seem well thought out for some reason. Other kind of a little bit all over. If he could get it right, I think he'll be fine. If he's still just, hey, you know what, we're down 10 games, but I'm just gonna cause trouble and get suspended for no reason. If he keeps on that nature of moving forward, no, too much of a liability. He's a liability on his own team. They didn't extend him with the backs.
Gotcha.
For a reason.
Okay. All right. Well, any last thoughts on Kyrie then?
No, I'm with Reg on that, man. It's like he's like a stream of consciousness when it comes to things. Always interesting, right? But his production, I want to say his production, the results of his production on court have been in question. You know, when the Big Three first formed up in the Nets, he was off the court for varying reasons pre-COVID. It kind of hurt the team chemistry. And there's some people out there that say that since he left LeBron, he hasn't really had a productive season to Kyrie standards. You're talking about the guy that has one of the most iconic final shots in the history of the game, right? One of the most iconic winning shots in the history of the game. I can't remember the last time he's been part of a playoff victory.
He has not. That's the answer.
So, like Chris, to your point, he's electrifying. Like, I would pay to see Kyrie play, right? But the effect he has on the team is questionable, you know? And I think as long as that's going on, to Reg's point, why would a shoe company, I don't know if a shoe company will pick him up.
I feel like
to be honest,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to be honest, he strikes me as the type that he probably shouldn't get a shoe company. He should go to Kanye route. Like, what Kanye purports himself to want. I'm going to be my own business. I'm gonna go triple B with it. I'm going to be my own. That way you can have your little stream of consciousness and do whatever you want to do. That way nobody can take it away from you. Because you this way that today, you that way tomorrow. Like that's hard. They just go right in the contract. You start tripping, we take it away. So if you want to keep going on a whim, just build your own.
So you're saying he should buy Big Baller Brand?
No, I think he should find. I think he should find. Go Russell Westbrook. He has that clothing brand. Find that thing that you're passionate about. Throw that. May not be the biggest thing out there, but it'll be you. It'll represent you and the people that rock with your weirdness, your quirkiness. They'll be there. They'll be there for the ups and downs.
Okay. Well, that's a good idea. I don't know what else to really add to that as far as Kyrie thing. I feel like he may get another deal. Again, things blow over pretty fast. 2 years is a long time. 3 years is a long time, and there's tons of news going to happen between now and then. We're going to be quick to forget this. Mel Gibson, for example, has been canceled and came back. I'm sure R. Kelly's
made a book about Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, a movie about Jesus.
I think that was before, though. But he has been on.
Was it before?
Yeah, but he was in Daddy's Home too. There was a sequel to Daddy's Home, which was
There's a lot of like straight to Netflix type movies.
Exactly, but people still, watching his movies. So I don't think anything strange about him. I'm sure they're gonna be like a Lethal Weapon 7 or something that's gonna pop up eventually. Both of them gonna be in wheelchairs or something, and Chris Rock gonna
I'm too old for this.
So
you said that 10 movies ago.
So
Harpo. Oh wait, I got my movies confused.
So, Lethal Purple.
So yeah, I mean, people forget, man, and as long as you're quiet about it, they'll probably let you. Lance Armstrong cheated, and they took him off of the front of the website. They put him in the back of the website. Like, the dude still has his own facility. So, that's just kind of how things go there. So, again, Nike does not care about the moral side of things. So,
bottom line, baby.
We'll see how that goes, man. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. What y'all think, man? Yeah, we can go ahead and do the sign off. If y'all don't have anything else, man. If that's the case, man, Reg, I can let you go and kick it off.
Shout out to Georgia. It seems like the race has concluded.
It has.
Y'all. Herschel Walker has lost. Maybe you're happy about that. Maybe you're not.
So
outside of that,
is he going back home to Georgia? I mean, to Texas?
I don't know, man. Who knows what might be running for office. He might have bigger aspirations now. He's going for the White House. Thanks everybody for rocking with us. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode. Like, follow, subscribe, all that. great to be back, co-host. I hope you guys enjoyed Thanksgiving and all that. Hopefully you ain't get sick. A lot of people did. And that's it, man. Thanks for rocking.
Cool. Prime, what you got?
All right, here's a quiz, man. So we're talking about HBCUs. I think y'all can name 3, so I'm gonna make it a little difficult for you. I'm gonna up it up to 4. Name 4 NFL Hall of Famers who went to HBCUs.
You gave us the answers, bro.
I gave y'all some names, so I bumped it up to 4.
Said Jerry Rice.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp.
Yep.
Said Shannon Sharp.
Said 4 that made it to the NFL.
No.
Hall of Famers.
Oh,
That went to HBCU.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Man, that's not fair.
You got 2.
Brett Favre. He went to Mississippi, man.
You in the Hall of Fame for something else. I mean,
Ran
this is a
off
whole
on
other
the
Hall of
plug
Fame, nah,
twice.
bro. You're in a whole other Hall of Fame.
Call him back.
Oh man. I don't know, man. I don't know many Hall of Famers in the NFL like I do in the NBA. You know.
I named one. One is current. Well, he was a great defensive end for the Giants. Now he's a talk show host.
Shannon.
Yep.
Michael Strahan went to HBCU.
You mentioned him.
Michael Strahan went to HB. He went to Texas Southern.
I didn't know he was
that.
in the Hall of Fame already. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't say top.
Then like when you think about HBCUs, who's the biggest star you can think of as far as the NFL? Oh, when you think about top running backs, who do you think?
Tim Allen.
All time.
Joe Brown. Herschel Walker.
No.
He's not NFL Hall of Fame, baby.
What's that guy's name?
I would have said Orenthal Jenkins.
Wow. No, he went to.
I know where he went.
USC.
Yeah, I know where he went. UCLA, I think.
I thought
or USC. My bad.
All right, let me ask you this then. Which NFL team had like the best
Barry Sanders?
Super Bowl winning NFL team had like the best defense?
The Chicago Bears.
Okay.
I can see his face. I can see because he wore that white headband.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't think of his name right now though.
He was a running back on that team.
I wanted to watch football back then.
Yeah, Reggie didn't start watching football until like 2010 when they was dominating.
They still show us commercials all the time.
Best wide receiver ever, Megatron. I'm like, really?
Randy Moss, first of all. Excuse you.
Okay. But he was on the first NFL 2K, so that's probably why you. Oh, okay, I know Randy Moss. No, man, what is Walter Payton?
Walter. I literally said it like a minute ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was still on the Randy Moss.
Yeah, Walter Payton. Yeah.
So I didn't know he went to HBCU. Okay.
He went to JSU, baby.
Oh, okay.
See?
Yeah.
So why they mad? They already have Hall of Fame over in Jackson State.
They said they can't keep all of them.
Man, y'all big mad.
Man.
Okay, well, that's cool to know. I didn't know that. Thanks for that trivia quiz. One that I knew I wouldn't get right, but it's all good. Anything else you want to add, man?
Hey, y'all letting Herschel Walker to the cookout?
Well, look, if I
ain't even gonna lie to you. That man is entertaining, bro. That will be entertainment at the cookout. So he gonna have stories. Y'all just gonna be watching it, talking. I can see him grilling. He can definitely come through to the cookout.
He comes to the cookout.
He can be in charge of the grill. I just want him. Me personally, y'all Georgians, that's y'all life. I want him in charge of my state or representing my state. But he can come to the cookout.
Oh, okay. What about Stacey Dash?
Yeah, I'm well documented. She can come to the.
Okay, and then the other lady.
I know you're talking about
Candace Owens.
Nah, she can't come.
Candace can't come.
Why not?
Candace can't come, man.
Why not?
Nah,
The troublemaker, man.
She's the troublemaker.
Candace will come draped in the Confederate flag, bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. Freedom of speech.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. Herschel Walker and Stacey Dash, they act like they think they're smart, but they know that they ain't smart. Candace really thinks she's smart, so she's gonna be over here trying to really talk about what she's talking about. I feel like when Herschel Walker get in the room, he don't really talk about political stuff like that. Stacey Dash probably really don't talk about. I feel like Candace Walker, it's like, you shouldn't be eating hot dogs because you're black. And like, she's gonna be doing some dumb stuff. Like, I feel like she's gonna be saying some stuff. And she gonna try and take over the whole room. She gonna
There's 30 black people here. Statistically speaking, somebody's gonna get murdered. You know, it's gonna say some crap like that, man. Like, what the hell? What? Is my car gonna be okay?
Between the three of you, one of you have a record. I'm like,
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Nah, not invited.
Okay.
She's still black. Don't come to my cookout. I ain't inviting her.
You just not invited.
You can't even.
You know what?
If I knew somebody would ask to bring her as a +1, I would ask. Please don't. That's how.
You ask.
Come to the cookout, and she's gonna ask. She's like, "Hey, do you even own this house?"
Yeah, that's some kind of dumb question.
Wow.
What's the crime rate before I come through? Like, what are you asking these questions for, bro?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. She asked a question.
Can I see your voting history?
Yeah, I know, right?
Nah,
you have a real ID? Like, what? You know, what is going on?
I think what it is, man.
I see you have a fence. So what are your thoughts on the wall? Nah, man, get out of here.
Yeah, she gonna be trying to insert politics in everything.
I feel like you'd be upset because she gonna bring Kanye, and Kanye likes to invite himself anyways. So then when you be like, nah, you can't come in, he gonna go on to the show and he gonna put y'all on blast about, you know, how y'all rejected him. That's what I think is what.
I'll just put up a sign saying you can't come with your head covered. Like, he's just not gonna come, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
Hey man.
Like, Kodak did it one time and now everybody want to keep their face completely covered. Like, what is he doing?
Weird.
Bro, that's his identity now, man. He's so he's anonymous at this point.
So all them people who's talking about they can't breathe with their mask, I'm gonna show them Kanye having a whole interview on fucking InfoWars, talking about you can't breathe with him. Look at this shit. Excuse my language.
Wow.
He probably recorded the whole song with his mask on, bro.
That's why he was breathing so hard on Yeezus.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
This mask right.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's wrap this up, guys. Thanks for everyone who's joined in and listened to it, man. Like, they off the rail at this point. If you like what you hear, hit the 5 stars, hit the like, all that stuff, man, on all the respective platforms. Tell a friend, tell a friend.
How, Chris?
We're here every Wednesday. So until next Wednesday, Balenciaga can't drop me. I'm out. Deuces.